A sharp divide among senators. There are those pushing for what they are calling one man, one shilling, and the others from marginalized areas characterized by vast land masses and less population. So what is this third basis formula and how was it arrived at? What does one man, one shilling mean? KTN senior political reporter Duncan Haimba explains.
For the upteenth time, the Senate has been unable to successfully jump the third basis for revenue allocation hurdle among the 47 counties.
Amendments will be voted.
Nearly 30 senators resoundingly rejected to adopt a proposed formula generated by the Commission for Revenue Allocation, CRA, which begs the question, why is it a do or die affair?
Number one, the law allows that formula to be reviewed only once every 5 years. So you can imagine if it passed, it's going to take another 5 years before they have another opportunity to revise it. But more profoundly is the issue that counties have been unable to raise their own revenue. They've been extremely dependent on revenue from the national government. And I think that's the most fundamental point that needs to be brought out here. How do counties start generating their own revenue so that they are not entirely dependent on the national government?
Article 216(1) of the Constitution mandates the Commission for Revenue Allocation to come up with a formula on how the 15% revenue from the national government will be equitably shared among the 47 devolved units. At stake is 316 billion shillings, which maybe explains why there is too much noise.
About 19 counties stand to lose money from this new formula. And obviously that will mean a drop in their public spending, ability to do construction of roads, to pay salaries. It's going to be we're going to see a markedly lower income going to that. So obviously the hit that comes with lower public spending in those counties is going to become a hot potato topic.
Some senators argue that counties in the coastal region and northern part of the country are major casualties.
The winners will be counties, obviously, that have a larger population. They'll get more money. The losers will be the counties that have huge land masses but don't have maybe a correspondingly large population. Those will be the biggest losers, and the thinking has to be, how do we create a scenario? Obviously, they've been talking about a win-win, but from that perspective, you can already see how 19 counties will be disadvantaged.
Proponents of the CRA formula are once championing for one man, one shilling, arguing that areas with a higher population have more pressure for resources, hence demand for more revenue, while those opposed suggest that areas with huge land masses require more resources in order to be uplifted.
The problem is none of those two camps have identified that both are equally important. In fact, in economics, when they talk about factors of production, it's land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. So what should have been the ideal outcome should have been a discussion on, can we meet halfway? Because both are equally important to the GDP of the county.
So what could be the remedy to the current impasse, not forgetting that even the previous formula in 2012 and 2016 were equally contested?
I think the long-term remedy really has to be about helping counties to raise their own revenue. If counties can find ways of being self-sufficient, we will not see this give and take that we've seen over the last couple of months. I think another solution has to really be about applying more economic models to be able to see what is the optimal weighting. I feel right now I didn't see any economic principle that gives the weighting between land and population. I think really applying the optimal economic model in the next revision, I think that should be the way forward.
Article 217(7) allows the Treasury and counties to continue using previous formula until there is a new one in place. In this case, the second generation CRA formula should continue in the event the impasse persists. Duncan Haimba, KTN News.
At the same time, the unity pact between President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has in recent days faced a major acid test as senators wrangled over